Hi Stats students, this is an overview of our Math 141 Section 63 syllabus for the summer 2021 session. My name is Carrie. My email address is given here and that will be your primary source of communication with me. My office hours are Mondays from 9 to 11. They are via Zoom, so you can see my Zoom IDs down here, and also I have included a direct link. There will also be a link provided inside Canvas. I am online during those times, ready to answer your emails or meet with you if you log into my room. That just does not mean that I'm totally unavailable outside of this 2-hour time frame. So if those times don't work for you, please request a special appointment, and likely I'll be able to find something reasonable for us to meet outside of those dates or outside of those times. This course is totally online, so it's mostly asynchronous, meaning you'll be doing the work on your own time and just meeting the preset deadlines. There are only 2 times during the summer semester where you must meet synchronously with me, which is for the midterm and the final. Required materials. So we are using Newton Alta's online program, which you will purchase from Newton once you sign into the Canvas course. So just go ahead and wait until the Canvas course opens just a few days before the semester begins. And once you get inside there, you will be able to follow the directions and purchase it right there. It is very easy to do, so don't feel like you have to get that done early. You should be able to do that right when you log in the first time to sit down to work. Obviously, you will need a computer or some other device in order to access the course and internet access to do that. You'll need some sort of a webcam or a phone in order to log into my Zoom room for office hours, but also that's how I proctor those 2 exams. So you do need to be able to do that. And the ability to scan and send your written work. There are lots and lots of scanners out there, apps, free apps that you can use that will allow you to take pictures of your written work and then turn it into a PDF document and upload that. So be looking into one of those that works for you, and there are some kind of options here. Optional, you're probably going to want some kind of calculator. No specific type of calculator is required for this course, but you're going to want something scientific or graphing, basically something that does fractions, decimals, and percentages. And possibly some kind of a folder or a binder, because I do provide note sheets for you to follow along and write on, and there will be lots of those by the time the semester ends, so something to help keep you organized is a good idea. I'm not going to read through all the learning outcomes, but we will cover all of these as the semester progresses, as well as essential competencies from Heartland of communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and technology. What you are probably particularly interested in is the grading scale. I use is the standard 90, 80, 70, 60 scale. And how I will come up with that grade is, sorry about that, as follows. So your homework will be 15% and so will quizzes. You will have 2 unproctored module exams that are worth a total of 30%, so 15% each. You will have a proctored midterm exam, which is 20%, so a little more than the unproctored tests, and also a comprehensive final, which is worth 20% as well. And all that adds up to 100% for your course grade. As far as homework is concerned, all your homework assignments open on Saturdays at 12 a.m. And then there are staggered due dates. So some of the assignments will be due Wednesday at midnight, and the other assignments will be due, that should say are, not are, due the following Sunday at midnight. Okay, so staggered due dates. You need to submit the homework by the due date in order to receive full credit. So if you don't get all your Wednesday assignments done on time, and some of them are late, what happens is that once that deadline has passed, you can still submit your late homework, but you will get a 10% deduction. So it's always worth still completing if you absolutely just have to turn in something late, because you can still get an A on the assignment, so it's worth doing. But of course, I encourage you as much as possible to get everything done by their respective due dates. There's a reason why some are due on Wednesday and some are due on Sunday. which is simply that you cannot expect to do a whole week's worth of work on Sunday. It won't happen. You will be frustrated, you will be overloaded, and you are just asking to fall behind by doing that. So always be looking to get at least everything done by their respective due dates. And remember, you can always work ahead if you want to. So for a whole week, everything opens on that Saturday, which means there's nothing keeping you from getting the entire week done, though, by Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. So work ahead. Summer goes very, very fast. It's better to really hit the ground running and try to get everything done ahead of time rather than risking getting behind. Okay, so that's homework. Quizzes also open Saturday mornings at 12 and are due always the following Sunday at midnight. And any non-exam week will end in a quiz. So summer being pretty fast, basically we're taking a test every other week, which means those off weeks will have a quiz, which is kind of a mid-module check-in of the material. As far as submitting them on time, you have to submit a quiz by its due date to receive credit at all. And if you do not submit it, there is no submitting it late. You will get a 0 for that. So it's different from homework. You get 3 attempts at every quiz, and only your highest one counts toward your actual score in the course. So I encourage you to get one attempt done no matter what. Take that at some point heading into the weekend. Get an attempt in, because some score is better than a 0. And then you can spend the rest of the weekend working to make that score higher by using your other 2 attempts. Exams. As far as exams, to make sure that you're actually learning the material and internalizing it, you may not do the following things. Use any personal notes, have another person help you, or use technology other than the approved items below. So let's see, we aren't using, yes we are. Okay, so we are using, you can use your calculator, whichever you want to use. You can obviously use Excel, and you're going to need to be using Excel actually, because I'm going to ask you to provide the Excel commands to me and to provide your Excel outputs to copy and paste those into documents for me. So you do want to make sure you have your access to Excel set up. Formula sheets that I may provide, if I provide any, you can use those. And my provided scratch paper. So I will provide you with scratch paper that you will print off and use, or that you will fill in via an online document, just so that your work is in order and that you make sure you're showing everything that I want. As far as the proctored tests, obviously cheating is not okay. We want you to be aware of the academic integrity rules. So some tests will be proctored and some will not. Module 1 and Module 3 are not proctored, and again, they're worth a little bit less as far as overall percentage in the course. Module 2 and the final exam are proctored, and those are weighted heavier because of that. When you're taking your proctored exams, your first and primary choice is to attend the online Zoom session proctored by me. And I give you multiple dates to choose from, and they're given ahead of time so that you can plan for those. And a secondary choice, only if the above is absolutely not possible in any way, shape, or form. You can video yourself, but it is a bit of a tricky situation. Students have trouble uploading the videos a lot of times because they're very long. And if you can't get your video uploaded, it could possibly result in getting a 0 for that exam. So before anyone were to use this method, we have to talk that through very, very, very in depth and make sure you know what you're doing. I give a calendar and dates, and we will have our tests as close to that as attached, and I will let you know if anything changes from that. Let's see, basically the best way to prepare for these exams is to make sure you complete everything else on time, review your quizzes, and use the Newton Review Center that's provided for you. You will be, again, using my template to put in your written work, and you will scan that and turn in a PDF of that work to me immediately after taking the test. The unproctored Module 1 and 2 tests are timed for 2 hours. I will send out the required password when it's time. There are no extensions for these. No notes or outside help are allowed, and there's a lot more detail given in Canvas when you actually get there. The Proctored Module 2 midterm and also the Proctored final exam are taken via Zoom, wherein I will give the password when you log in there. They're also 2 hours long. And notice here I give 3 different session options for each one. I give an evening, like a late night session for those of us who maybe work during the day. I have a morning session and an afternoon session. So hopefully one of those will fit everyone's schedule with minimal amount of shuffling around. You do need 2 devices whenever you're testing. So you're going to need your laptop or a desktop to take the actual exam on while you're using your phone or tablet as your camera. So you need 2 different devices. You won't be Zooming with me on your desktop. You'll be doing that on a phone or a tablet. And these are some images of what I will want to see during those sessions. And you're going to do a practice session with me before the actual test so that we can check that you got a good setup. But basically, you want to set your phone in a way where I can see you, I can see your screen, I can see calculators, pencils, and paper, whatever you may have out on your desk. And we don't want to get into any academic integrity issues because those would possibly result in not only failing grades in the class, but if it's an extreme case, it could actually get you expelled from the entire college. And it could also result in financial aid issues in the future. So you just do not want to get yourself in any kind of a situation with that. As far as with my withdrawal policy, it is the same as it is across the college, which is if for the summer, if you miss more than 1 week, the equivalent of 1 week of class out of 8, so that's quite a bit, then you could be withdrawn up till July 12th, which is the last day to withdraw. Basically, each week consists of 2 absences or attendance points, however you want to look at that. It would be as if we met twice a week. And the way that I count these attendance points is, did you do at least half of your work that was due on Wednesday? If so, you get that attendance point, and if not, then you don't. And then did you do at least half of your work that's due on Sunday on time? Either you did or you didn't. So if you don't have enough work done on Wednesday, but you finish that up by Sunday, you still lost this Wednesday point. So you've got to get that Wednesday stuff completed by Wednesday in order for it to count. So again, you could get 0, 1, or 2 absences in a week. And if you miss a whole week or more than 2 absences, you could be withdrawn. We have some important dates here. I'm not going to go through those. You can look at those yourself. There is a very detailed week-to-week course calendar here. So it tells you exactly what the dates are, what's due on Wednesday, and what's due on Sunday for every week. Please take this with a very small grain of salt because I'm honestly still developing this course. This is the first time I've taught stats using Newton. So I've created all new homework assignments. I'm kind of learning as I go. I've used Newton for other courses, but not for stats. So some of these may change. I may find halfway through that a homework assignment is too long, or I don't like one of the topics in it, and I may change it. It may be broken up into 2 assignments, or the name of it may possibly change. So always double check in Canvas as well. Canvas will tell you exactly what's due on every date. But this is a good guideline. I don't expect to change from this drastically. Now, just a couple extra reminders. We will obviously be relying heavily on technology. So you want to make sure that you have backup plans for your backup plans. Like if you lose internet access at home or your computer dies, who has a computer that you can use? Or where can you go to get access? Or can you hotspot your phone? I've had to do these things before. Also that this is not really applied to us, but we're required to say that Zoom sessions could be recorded. We aren't going to be doing that. Incompletes would be something you and I would talk about specifically if that applied to you. And then the FERPA statement, which means please contact me through Canvas and through your Heartland email, not from an outside source, because I need to be able to verify I'm talking to you. I think that's it.